Hi Mike, what's on?
Well, chum, I wanted to ask if you've heard about our new partner, Instant Armoury.
That's the one from that Trap Street Studios.
That's right, James. We've teamed up with Trap Street Studios to promote their app, Instant Armoury. With Instant Armoury, players and game masters alike can now craft artwork for beautifully designed and fully customizable weapons and items to use in game. You can share your creations with others and even export as an equipment card that you can add all your own stats and descriptions to.
Where can you get this awesome app?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Head to trapstreetstudios.com/easy rollers and download the app today. The link is also in the episode description, and even better, you can use code ROLLINGEASY to get 4 free coins to spend in the app. So go check it out, Instant Armoury.
I think I will.
Good for you, James. Gul Perrin Lowen, everybody. Happy St. Piran's Day. Well, it was, but by the time you're hearing this or watching this on YouTube, it won't be. But I hope you all had a pasty today. Anyway, let's have the recap from the last episode. Oh, I've got head shaking at me. I didn't have a pasty either. I completely forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I knew it was, then I ended up having a curry instead for my lunch. But welcome back to Easy Rollers D&D. Let's have the recap from episode 45. Last time, the party awoke in the Feywild following a meeting of the local trees headed up by Opal's Twig Blight. They learnt that the two dragons had headed off in the direction of a city called Oighir, though it would be several weeks' trek to arrive there. They also learned of a small town nearby called Willy Photo that is occupied entirely by gnomes. Some shopping occurred, and the party finally discovered they could get to Oighir via a local wizard and his tower that could offer teleportation. They were warned, however, of an issue with some goblins, and as they headed toward the tower, they did indeed find some goblins, and after a short fight, a horn was blown before they could dispatch the final goblin. To what effect? They didn't know. But they soon discovered an empty tower, or so it seemed, until a voice spoke to them and announced they could help. But not until the goblins are dealt with. The party also soon learn they are surrounded, and Durandir gets peppered with arrows and goes down, all while thinking of the little ones. But unlike his movie counterpart, he actually gets back up again, with Opal administering a healing potion. And this is where we find ourselves tonight. Durandir, listeners, viewers, is not with us tonight. Unfortunately, he's feeling under the weather. So he's his spot for YouTube is advertising Groban's world famous shepherd's pies. as made famous by a previous episode. So, if any of you at some point want to run his character sheet, that'd be great. I don't know if we're going to need to or not, but we'll see where we get to. YouTube viewers, I've also noticed that the cameras aren't fantastic. I will find a way of sorting that out, but for now you have to put up with it. Right, let's jump in, shall we, gang? Episode 46. While being pulled in and healed, another volley is unleashed upon the tower door, and then all goes quiet until you hear a voice call out. Does anybody speak Goblin?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay. You hear a strange cacophony of vocal sounds, and then it all goes quiet again, almost as if it's kind of realised it's not been understood, and then starts speaking in Elvish. Does anybody know
Nope.
Elvish?
No, me.
Nobody
Nope.
knows Elvish either.
No.
No.
This is what I was relying on.
Oh no, I do.
I thought you might do.
Yeah.
I thought somebody would do. We've had this before.
Celestial, Druidic, and Elvish.
Yeah. So Rodeo, you I know Mark would have done if he was with us. In fact, I would say probably he would also, in his semi-conscious state, because I think he has been healed. He's up to like what? How many hit points was he on? Was it like a couple hit points? Wasn't it?
I think
You
it was
you'd missed
around
his.
5 or 6.
Yeah. So between him and Rolio, he'd probably put his hand up, lying on the floor. You know, I understand. And yeah, you and Rolio, or him and Rolio, would hear, "You there, wizard friend, you are surrounded. We wish for no further bloodshed in the march. That horn blows a distress call. If you come and speak with me, we can resolve this." What's do?
They want to have a chat, but I'll go out. Why not?
Yeah, you sort of, well, the door opens inwards. You sort of pull the door in, and it is covered in arrows. There's arrows all over the floor, everywhere. But you see out in the sort of surrounding open area between the tower and the tree line is a hobgoblin. You recognise what a hobgoblin is? Quite tall, hairy, clad in sort of leather armour. And he sort of just stood there. He's not armed, he's not got a sword drawn, a bow drawn, you know, he's just stood.
Hello, matey.
You're going to approach him because he's probably a good 100
Yeah.
feet away. Start walking towards him,
Yeah.
and he starts walking towards you. Is anybody else going out, or is it just Rodeo going on his own?
I cannot understand what they're saying, but I might stick with him just in case,
Okay.
you know, if something goes wrong.
So, yeah, you start walking towards each other, and he sort of, as you get within sort of 10 feet, he sort of holds his hands up to show that he's not armed or anything, that he's not, you know, concealing anything. Who are you?
Radio from the material plane.
Oh, well, my name is General Denbrass. Welcome to the Feywild. I'm sorry to tell you that you've broken a pact here. And I appreciate
Pact
it.
between who?
Well, the wizard in that tower and us. This is the march. This is our territory. We allowed him to build that tower there, but he's been doing things, experiments. He's been kidnapping goblins, my kin, and he's been doing experiments, and we're not very happy about that. And so we were here to, well, effectively, kick him out. And then you lot turned up, killed a load of our kin.
I was just roving about. They attacked us first.
Well, I'm afraid it's a terrible set of circumstances, really. What are you doing here?
And it. Well, we heard the wizard could get us to Amion. I had that written down. Where are my
Oikia.
notes? Oikia, yeah.
Well, I'm sure he probably could. He's a wizard after all, but we could get you to Oikia.
How fast? Because
Oh.
he's pretty much instantaneous.
Well, we couldn't do it instantaneously, but we could give you safe passage.
So can he instantaneously.
But here's the thing. As I said, we're not particularly happy about what this wizard's been up to. In fact, he's broken his pact to us. We said he could have his tower on our land if it was for, I don't know, whatever purposes he wanted it for, but not for harming us. Certainly not for harming us.
What if we get him to stop?
Well, I would like this. We would like this. If you can convince him, or you need to find a solution basically for him to stop doing what he's doing, or we're going to take care of him. He's an intruder on these lands, and he's not to be trusted.
Go have a chat with him. And I'll go have a chat with him, and I'll be back in a minute.
Right, well, here's what I'm going to tell you. I've got a good army in these trees, but we will let you come and go in and out that tower if you can come up with a solution with him. Basically, he's guilty. He is guilty as it comes, and we want justice for what he's been doing. Come out here and just shout General Denbrass, and I will come out of the trees again. But I'm going to go back to my men. We won't shoot if the door opens this time. I gather it was a misunderstanding when you first arrived here. You probably saw goblins and thought, oh crikey, this tower's in danger. I get that. So we will allow you, but no more bloodshed. I understand you're not from here. And where you come from, things might be different.
Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. Unfortunately.
He lets you leave to go and relay this back to everybody and come up with your plan, basically.
I'll go back to the others. So supposedly the wizards have been doing experiments on these goblins, and they want him brought to justice.
Okay.
But I also know that wizard ain't gonna come out for anything. We need to get his side of the story as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, how do we know that these goblins say the, speak the truth?
We don't. So. Go talk to our wizard friend.
Should we go and
I'm gonna
find
head back
him?
upstairs. Yeah, I'm gonna head. Yeah, we'll head back up and have a chat with him.
Cool. Yeah, you go back up to the tower. The room is still empty at the top, and the voice calls out and says, I can't remember the voice I gave him now. Have you dealt with them?
Well, they said you've been doing experiments on them and killing them.
Well, I definitely haven't been doing that kind of thing.
Insight.
You don't need to. I rolled a natural one on the deception check.
Yeah. Why are you experimenting on them?
Oh, come on, they're lesser beings, are they not? They're goblins. I wanted to find out if there was a way to eradicate them, the pests and disgusting things.
They seem to be holding up a conversation as well as me and you are.
Give me a, I'm going to call it history check with advantage, but it's not really history, I suppose, but go on, give me a history check with advantage.
That would be 19 flat.
Yeah. So, you know, on Amion, goblins are considered to be like any other creature, any other humanoid creature. They are not evil, they're not of ill intent. They are from tribes, and some of them have integrated into society very well, others just live in tribes and they are tribal. They all behave in a tribal manner. From your interaction with this guy, you don't feel like they're any different. You're kind of pulling on your knowledge of, you know, that elves came to Amion through the Feywild. They're not Eladrin like the elves of the Fey. They are sort of what you would consider to be more Faerun type elves, let's say. You get the impression that the goblins could possibly have come from the same sort of source, but it's not widely mentioned. And these, or this hobgoblin at the very least, didn't seem any different than any goblin you've dealt with on Amion. They are as civilized as anybody else, potentially, but they could obviously live in the wild quite happily and tribally. So basically the answer to your question is, or your thought is, that what he's doing is morally wrong.
Yeah. You shouldn't be experimenting on anything alive.
Well, you know, it's more I want to learn what makes them tick. They are beasts, horrible things. Should be eradicated. Disgusting things.
No, they're not.
What would you do with these horrible, discoloured things?
Coloured. Wow.
Well, green and dirty and ugh.
I'm pale and dirty.
Not experiment to them?
What I do in my tower is my business.
Their land as well.
Their land. Their land. They gave me the permission to build here. It's my land now.
That's not how that works.
Listen, do you want to be teleported away here or not?
Kind of want to knock down this tower now, I'm not going to lie.
Well, there'll be no teleportation then. But don't knock down the tower. I'll be trapped in my pocket dimension.
That's interesting. What, forever trapped?
I don't know. It's never happened before.
I think there is no need to go into extreme measures. I know that you find them strange and dirty from your eyes because they are different. But I think that you should reconsider, and not because we are going to hit you or, you know, remove your tower or anything, just because they are creatures, even if they are different to you, it doesn't mean that you should experiment to them. Maybe we can agree that we disagree, but maybe we can make like an agreement that you will not continue experiment on them, because I don't know, did you have any results? Did you have any joy of that?
Well, I just discovered that they've got a heart and lungs and a liver and a spleen. And...
Okay, you discovered that. So now you don't have anything else to discover. Maybe you should focus your studies to something different. I don't think they have given you something extremely useful. And I think you are a very knowledgeable man that you need to focus your
Well,
studies and life to something more useful and better.
I was turning my attention to a breeding. I know they're disgusting, but a breeding program. Maybe I could harness an entire army of them.
I
Dude,
think you can. I think you can. You will be able to have an army of them if you were friendly with them and they respect you. And if you
No, no,
respect
these are
them,
disgusting creatures. They need a master. I could be their master.
yeah. But this is what I'm telling you. Sometimes you can be somebody's master if you treat them with respect.
Right. While they're all negotiating with Dr. Mengele there, I'm going to walk around behind him nonchalantly.
it's
And then when I'm
invisible.
out,
It's a
he's
disembodied
invisible.
it's a disembodied voice at the moment because he's sort of hiding in a pocket dimension.
Oh,
It was
God.
if you remember, it was
I'm
a
going to
completely
wander.
barren room of a disembodied voice.
All right, I thought we'd seen him. I thought he'd come out at some point.
You could try and convince
Never
him
mind.
to come out if you'd like to try.
Well, why not? You know, it's very difficult talking to, like, you know, this voice. I mean, you could be 5'3", you could be 4'6". I don't know. It's very difficult to believe somebody whose face you can't see and whose eyes you can't look into.
Give me a persuasion roll if you're trying to convince him to come out.
You might be better coming out to, you know, talk to us properly. And the persuasion roll is, I've rolled in thingy, it's a natural 20 for 26.
Very well, I will reveal myself. And from almost nowhere, the room suddenly fills with furniture, like a chaise longue, sofa, a fireplace appears, bookcases. I mean, everything you'd expect to find in a wizard's sort of lab. Flasks and things going off, and you know, all different experiments. Unfortunately, a area which does look like where this butchery's taken place. But before you stands, sort of hunched over, probably in his younger years, may have stood around 6 foot tall, but he's a hunched over, wizened old man, wearing nothing but a dark blue robe, long grey wispy beard, bald head. And he says, "Well, I told you I would reveal myself." And he pulls back his robe and shows you everything underneath it.
Oh dear.
Cast reduce and large.
Casting what?
Reduce and large.
Reduce and large.
Yes.
It wasn't much
That's
big
fine.
to start with. And he sort of chuckles to himself. "Ha ha 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 ha! I got you there, didn't I?"
How did you stick that cornichon on?
How did I stick what on?
The cornichon, the little pickle.
You're very quick-witted. It is not a pickle, it is mine.
Oh dear, then I'd get your money back if I was you.
Maybe I could cast enlarge upon it, and he starts casting a spell.
While he's distracted, I'm going to cast silence on him.
Yeah. He is silent.
Excellent. Let me just expend that spell slot. Right. Let's take him downstairs. You're under arrest, you little shit.
Thank you. Yes.
He looks a bit worried and a bit concerned, but he can't say anything
Yeah, I'm
in
going to restrain
defence.
him.
Can entangle actually? No, it's fine. Entangle comes out of the ground. I can't.
I'm pretty sure you've
shape it
probably got
into
rope in
handcuffs.
your packs or something you can...
I
Yeah.
have indeed got rope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can march him down the stairs out of his tower.
That's right. I am going to do just that. And out to the goblin things, whatever they are, I'll tell Rolio to say, we're coming out, don't fire. Tell him that.
All right, General Dambier, we're on our way out. We have your present.
General who?
Dambier, innit? Dambier?
Den Braz.
Dembraz? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, what am I typing?
You and names.
I can remember pretty much every plot point that's gone, but names.
Oh god. Yeah, you call out General Dembraz as you start marching across the field with this wizard in tow, and this hobgoblin reappears from the trees, and he's sort of waving back towards whoever's in the trees, and he goes, "Who is this? The wizard? It is the wizard."
It is the wizard. Currently can't speak, so therefore you can't use spells. So you need to keep him tied up, because I don't know how quick you can get out of these
I
ropes
got
once the
something for
spell wears
that.
off.
And he reaches into like a little satchel on his side. And he takes like a big glob of, it looks like goop or like chewing tobacco or something disgusting. And he just opens up his mouth and he rams it in there, and he takes out a piece of cloth and just wraps it around his head, and obviously sealing it in his mouth.
Good.
And he says, he won't be speaking any time soon, but we'll be listening to him squealing later for what he's done.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I'm not a fan of this guy at all. I hate to be cheeky on our new alliance that's formed here. Have we got any wild beasts we can use
For what?
to get to Oikia?
We will give you passage. We will take you to Oikir. You are now our friends. And he sort of turns and whistles, and you see a substantial army of goblins and more hobgoblins appearing out of the trees. He says something in goblin. They all start going at this tower, and they seem to be ransacking it and effectively trying to get it destroyed. You see fires going up and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, he says to you, "You'll make camp with us tonight. It is cold. We have shelter for you. We can give shelter. We can give food.
We'll join you, but we do have our own hut that we can use. But we will join you.
You do not need your own equipment. We have everything." And they take you off into the woods, and you end up. It's a bit of a walk, but as night starts to fall, you find yourselves in a camp where it's just thrown up with. You see large bones and wood holding up these shelters or tents, all like made out of leathers and materials and such. There's fires everywhere. It's quite cozy. It's quite pleasant. There are, like I say, goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears. There's all sorts of different creatures, all just sort of sat around, and they're feasting, making merry. You see these wargs, these big dog-type things, being fed and looked after. This isn't a savage group, they are civilized. They're just nomadic, tribal people. Much as what you'd expect to find of the goblins of Amion. This guy, General Dembras, he'll sort of stay with you, and he'll say to you, "We will make travel. It will take a while, but we will get there. I will warn you, though, that Oikir, at the moment, it's a city of seasonal flux. Right now, it's under control of the Unseelie, and in favour of the Winter Court. And you'll be shocked. Residents of the Summer Court, or the Seelie, are completely frozen in time. buildings are frozen in time. It's a completely different city to what you'd find in the summer. And the place is now completely occupied by winter. There's going to be Unseelie Eladrin, ice mephits, ice knights. As I say, the buildings are completely frozen, encased in jagged tombs of ice. So, be prepared to be shocked, but it's going to take us some time to get there. May I ask, what is your business in going there?
We're looking for a couple of friends of ours. Faranax and Rondif.
Not heard of them.
I wouldn't expect you to be fair, but they are.
What do
I
they
think
look
they
like?
are of just. Well, depends what form they take.
Form? That sounds interesting.
Yeah, they either look like large humans like me, but taller, or very big dragons.
So they're dragons?
They are indeed.
Well, we know about dragons. Not
Yeah, I
seen
heard
any
there's more than
dragons.
what I thought.
We did spot some large humanoids coming through.
Two of them?
Two of
One
them,
male,
yeah.
one female?
Yep. Spotted them a
Yeah,
while
I
ago.
think that's our guys.
Probably. They seem to be making camp in, as you say, a human form. Didn't see any dragons though, so whether they stayed in that form and had a way of getting around quickly, I don't know.
I believe they're part of the summer court, as you would call them.
Dragons aren't part of any court.
And then everything new.
That is an Eladrin thing. Controls this place, summer and winter, and then transitions in between. No, people like us, we just exist here, we live here, we work here, die here. Dragons are the same, but the dragons hold some power over the Unseelie, or the Seelie. I don't know, it's a complicated system. Much beyond my station, anyway.
Starting to feel it's beyond ours, but I think we need to help.
Well, whatever they're doing here, it must be important for two dragons to be heading to Oig here. Dragons don't tend to bother themselves at Oig here.
I can't imagine Loki is supposed to be encased in ice, though.
During the winter it is.
How long is winter?
It varies. Depends on how long it takes for the warming to come. And the Seelie to rise up again. Feels like it's been a long time.
Maybe that's why we're here. Or maybe that's why the dragons are here, too.
Could be.
Where will we be sleeping?
He points over to a hut, and like I say, it's from the outside. It looks like leathers and cloth and canvas. When you head in, inside is its own little campfire. As well as an opening in the top, but that opening's covered, so like snow can't get in. Inside, it's got these cots all made up, and they're full of furs and feather stuffed pillows. There's chests and that if you needed to store anything. There's basins in there for washing.
Damn.
They aren't the
Gosh, they're living
disgusting
the way you
creatures that you might think they are.
We've been sleeping wild for a while, and yeah.
They've got like baskets of bread and fruit as well, you know, grains and such they've stored.
My friend, weird question. Do you have any fresh blood?
Blood? No.
From
We
any of the
don't do
animals?
blood
or-
rituals.
Oh, no, I'm not asking for rituals. Obviously, you feed them wolves fresh meat. I was just wondering if you get the blood from them.
Oh, no, we don't generally collect it, but we have a hunting party out at the moment. I suppose if you need blood, we can collect blood.
A couple of pints could help us.
Why do you need blood?
I'll look at Opal to see if she wants to.
I've got a rare disease, and I have anemia, which means that sometimes to maintain my body, I need to have some blood.
Give him a deception check.
Mike, so sorry. Do you mind lowering tiny bit the music because I cannot hear you very well? Very little.
I can. Trying to figure out which particular control panel I need to do that on.
That's better. Yeah, that's fine.
I haven't even touched it.
Oh, you haven't? Or maybe it stopped.
I'm trying to work out which control panel I need to change it on because
It did seem to fade out at just the right moment there.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
the
really
song
fun.
finished right at the time.
right, let's try that. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, let's try that. If it's still too loud, I'll adjust it on there. Well, it's just gone down.
Did it go down, guys, for you?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We can persevere tonight, and we'll
No, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I
next
can hear
Thursday
you a bit
we'll.
better. It's just because
Yeah, that's fine. We'll
I couldn't
persevere
hear you
now,
very well. Did
and
you
then
say?
next Thursday, if we get on a little bit ahead of Corpse's Strahd, we'll play with it then properly. All right.
Did you say
Deception
persuasion check? Oh, deception. Sorry.
Deception.
5.
Well, I'm no physician, but I've never heard of such a thing as all that. That you need to have blood for such a disease.
Or the material plane disease, I think.
I rolled a 6 for insight. So he's like, I don't know about this. I mean,
You can trust us.
there's no.
We haven't let you down so far.
Oh well, then perhaps you can give a persuasion roll.
Persuasion, not deception.
No persuasion, because you said you can trust us.
Yeah, never mind. Absolutely never mind. 4.
It's an odd request. I'm concerned about blood rituals. We don't do that sort of thing here.
No, we. First of all, we don't know what blood rituals are, and it's. We did have a wizard if we wanted to do something like that. We wouldn't ask you. It's just it is literally about my health.
As you're
I'm
one
lying about
off,
that, to be fair.
as you're one off on my roll, and you've said it about your health, he will
Yeah.
he will allow you to have some blood when the hunters come back. But yeah.
Thank you very much. This is very kind of you, and I can pay you if you want. It's not. We don't want it for free.
You don't need to pay me, whatever that is. In the distance, somewhere off in the camp, he sort of looks at the ground and says, "Must be getting on for that kind of time." And right on cue, you hear some sort of, "Ah!" Yep, that's the wizard squealing.
That'd be nice to fall asleep to.
Oh, it sounds like the silence spell's worn off.
I would say so. As you hear her snapping and go, "Ah!"
I've had that sort of feeling before myself, in the groin when you just get up after a long sit down.
I think he's going to be getting many of those sort of feelings.
Is he speaking common now, or is it still goblin?
Oh God, yeah, he's. I would say he was still speaking Elvish, but I think
Elvish, sorry.
I think because he's now you had a longer conversation. I would imagine Rodo's probably explained that you all speak common, and he will have reverted.
Right, actually, I can join in with Think.
Yes, you can join in.
Thinking he was still speaking Elvis.
No,
Oh, sorry, I
no.
forgot about that.
Yeah, to be honest, I completely forgot. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I think Rody would explain, and you've got a particularly well educated hobgoblin that speaks multiple languages.
Excellent, real polyglot.
So, yeah, he can understand you, and you can understand him.
Lovely, that's great. I just wanted to, be sure, because I didn't want to be turning into a conversation that I couldn't understand. Otherwise, I'd have just been sat there for an hour going, don't know what's going on, and nobody's explaining anything.
I wondered why you were being particularly quiet, but I'm guessing it's because you were role-playing. I don't think I can understand this guy.
That's the one, yeah, exactly that. It was like, what's going on? I don't know.
No, you're fine. Is there anything you want to talk to him about? If not,
we could show him how to make blood pudding, and then you might have a little bit to take with you, Opal.
Yeah, that would be nice. And
he hears you say that. He's a blood pudding.
It's quite a savoury dish. It's quite nice. You can cook it up, have it with bacon and mushrooms. It's lovely.
Mm.
I mean, I don't partake myself, so I don't eat much. But, flesh bags like him, I'll sort of nod my head at Rolio. Quite partial to it after a couple of pints of Guinness.
He seems
and
quite
maybe
interested
this will,
now. The mention
this
of
will
food.
make you believe that we don't want the blood for something.
Well, he's giving you the blood anyway.
know.
He's like, because he's only one in it. He's giving you the blood anyway. Yeah. But no, he's quite. With the mention of food, he's like, okay.
You just need some oats, basically. It's basically oats.
He just takes the big, like, he goes to the fruit and all that sort of stuff on the side, and he just grabs those bits and pops it down and says, "Show me."
Right, you take some blood, you mix it in with the oats like this, and you bind it. And you can bind it in with a little bit of meat and things if you like, maybe a bit of seasoning. Have you got any herbs?
Yeah, he produces herbs and that dried, obviously, because they're nomadic.
Yeah, that's fine. It'll get damp with the blood. You pour the blood in and you mash it in well. You leave it to soak until the oats have soaked it all up like that, you see. You let it oxidise and turn a little dark, like that. And then you just scrabble it together into little patties and fry it off in a pan like this.
Yeah, there's cooking utensils where the fire is.
And I shall make him some black pudding.
I think you need to give us a roll for that. Let's go with survival as a measure of cooking, I suppose. Cooking is survival, effectively, isn't it?
It is. What's survival?
You don't have
What's
any
that?
proficiencies or like tools or anything for cooking with you, being a bard?
No, but I did roll an 18.
Yeah, you show him, and he's watching and he's observing, and he tastes what you've made, and you watch nervously as he's sort of chewing it up, and he just goes, "My God, I must show the cooks this at once." And he takes the pan with all the rest of it and runs off at the tent looking for the cooks.
I mean, I have got proficiencies or half proficiencies in everything, being a bard.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades, so.
Yeah, he was impressed.
Good. Well, I'll cook up another batch when he brings the pan back for you, Opal, and you'll have some snacks to take with you on the road.
Yes, that's
He comes
perfect,
back not too long. He comes back quite quickly, and I get with the pan. Oh, that was brilliant! Thank you very much. How could somebody who can't eat create something so delicious?
I've had to cook up a lot of things for people after a drink. And I do like to drink.
Well, I am impressed.
The recipe's yours now. Enjoy it. But if I could just cook up a couple of batches for my young friend here as travelling stuff, then she won't have to have the fresh blood quite so often for illness.
You carry on. Why don't I tell you a bit about what you're getting into? How about that? Would that work out for you?
That sounds like a great idea. Now do you an extra batch as well.
Okay, I very much appreciate that. All the cooks, I've shown them what you did, told them what you did, and they seem to be quite content they could manage it. But let's see. Yes, carry on, and I will tell you about this unseelie court, the Winter Eladrin. So, there is a queen, if you would call it that, or an archfey, and they are called Eiling of the Last Breath. She is known as the Lady of Preserved Sorrows, the winter that refuses to end, she who keeps what should have faded. Don't get it wrong. She is not an evil being. None of the Unseelie are evil. It is just their nature. She doesn't rule Oig here through wrath. She rules through stillness. Nothing in her domain rots. Nothing heals. Nothing truly dies. The snow just falls silently and never melts. She believes that decay is a kindness, and so she denies it. Oig here is, as I said, it's frozen solid at the moment. It's an eternal twilight. It's beautiful, really. But all those who are not Unseelie would very much like to see it end as quickly as possible.
How do we bring it to an end?
It is a natural cycle, you cannot force it. It's a transition, and eventually the warmth will return and all will melt.
This one been going on longer or no?
It feels long and intense. But we do not measure it.
Yeah, time seems to go weird here.
I do not know what you are used to. To us, this is quite normal.
Is it the same on Amion? Is it the same time scales as in real life? 24 hours a day.
Amion's days are like, yeah, days in reality.
And here we're eternal twilight, isn't it?
At the moment, you're an eternal,
moment,
like an eternal twilight. At the moment, yeah.
24 hours sun in Antarctic. Well, we just need to find Faranax. We can get some more answers.
Well, if you are willing and wanting to get to Oig here, I'm quite happy to say, with the aid of your new friends, you will arrive there. It will take time, but we won't roleplay it. We'll just gonna need a montage, as you as you trek through the wilderness with your new friends and arrive basically at Oig here, if that's what you'd like to do.
I think so.
Yeah,
Sounds
I
fair.
think it would be, yeah.
If there's
It'll be
any
easier.
role play that you want to do, then do it now whilst I find you the map of Oikiar. Like a bit of an overview map. I do have one. Oh, there it is. It's in my campaign 2 folder. But if there's anything you want to roleplay, now's the time to do it whilst I'm getting this ready.
Not roleplay so much, but I will, like, every other night try for Pixis, but...
Yeah, so as you're resting over weeks of travel, because it is about a fortnight, you start to feel the energy rebuild a bit, and you will start to get a little bit out of Pixis. Nothing major, but you kind of get bits of, like, I don't know, words, I suppose. No sensations of power. Just, I'm back, Rodeo. I can communicate again.
Still no Warlock spells.
Still no warlock spells. They expended a lot of energy to get you here.
Yeah.
There are 404 warlock spells not found.
I'm gonna see actually if I can replace for YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can insert, and then I can just pop this on socials. All images. I do have maps for Strahd, which I still haven't put on TikTok just yet or Facebook, but I will do it. And I'm going to do this for YouTube now, and I will post up the map of Oikiar. For you guys, podcast listeners. I'm just going to stick this. So if you're watching this, you've just had a massive map drop on top of your heads. Give me 2 minutes whilst I scale it to fill over where Groban's pies are. And for you guys, I'm going to stick this on Discord in the... I think there's a maps channel here somewhere.
No, it's maps only. Live player only.
There it is, maps only. Oh, I've ruined the cameras. I'll be as quick as possible. The chat.
That's fine, you can edit out.
Well, I can't really, not for YouTube because I'm waffling on. Sorry, you podcast listeners. This is why I need someone that can just do this for me. There you go. If you go to maps only, guys, it's in there. Right, we're back on cameras, so there we go. This is Oikiar, and it's explained to you as being a circular city on the road. You sort of get told about this. There are several districts and stuff, with one central palace which is completely encased in ice. I do actually have some names for these areas. I just have to pull them up, if you'll bear with me. I have to go and find it. There is the Still Market, the Quiet Quarters, the Avenue of Glass, the Frost Gardens, and that's not right. Well, it is right, but it's not where you're going. Yeah, there's those. So you got the Frost Gardens, the Breathful District, but that's Lower City, Avenue of Glass, the Quiet Quarters, and the Still Market. So the Still Market makes up the outer ring. So this is where, during the summer months, all of the trade and business happens. At the moment, it is largely frozen, buildings encased in ice. A few of them still serve as functional buildings, obviously occupied by Unseelie. and then you have the quiet quarters, which is the inner ring, which is the residential ring. Again, largely frozen over, but effectively there are residents being used by Unseelie. And then you've got the Avenue of Glass, which is the grand approach to the palace. It's so named because it is a sheet of ice, effectively. You've got the Frost Gardens, which are basically trees that are obviously covered in snow and frozen over. Yeah, that's that. Let's get
Mike?
into... Yes, hello.
Is it like the way they described it, and that it has the snow, like the ice, and they are, like iced? Does it Is it like similar to hibernation? Is it
Yeah,
what's happening?
that's exactly
It's
what it
not
is.
magical. It's not magical. It is literally hibernation, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It is just winter, but
Yeah.
it has beings associated with it.
Okay.
Like we would associate with winter Jack Frost or Father Christmas or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but these are very real beings that are part of that court.
Okay.
Just running, but like Santa.
So, as we mentioned previously, and you arrive here, you've been given all this information on the road. The city is in a state of seasonal flux. So basically, as I mentioned already, it's under Unseelie control and in the favour of the Winter Court. You'll see as you come in, and you're led by these goblins. I think they will all hang back. It will just be you and General. What was his name? Denbar. General. Where is he? General Denbraz. He'll sort of escort you in because you don't want to take a big army in there, right? So he sort of points out, and it's alarming at first. You see people, Eladrin, and other beings of the summer and spring, and they all are just frozen in place, completely solid. Whatever they were doing when winter hit, they're just stuck there. And you see these winter Eladrin, and they're tall, gaunt, pale, very long, elongated, pointy ears, wandering about, very white in robes, like whites and blues, almost as if to blend in with the ice. There's ice mephits floating about. There are ice knights, and ice knights are kind of like constructs, effectively. And they're all sort of like on guard and wandering about as well. As I mentioned, the buildings are all frozen and encased, apart from the ones that are being used. Yeah, and they're not paying you any attention. They're not bothered by you. Obviously, you're not Unseelie, so they probably sort of give you glances, but they're not bothered by you. They know that there are still creatures outside of the city wandering around. It seems like the highest effect is on this central point, this central city. It's over to you.
And where would we find two dragons here?
I would imagine they'd have probably gone to see. They'd have probably gone off to see Ailing of the Last Breath.
Guess we head there then. What do you think? Or do you guys want to explore around for a bit?
Well, even if we explore, if everything is frozen, there is not much to see, is it?
Some of the buildings are in use.
We can have a look. Maybe we can have a look around and see if we can find more information, or we can just go and find the dragons, I guess. It doesn't really matter.
There is one problem. You can't just go wandering into the palace.
But why?
Well, because you're not unseelie. And you can't just go wandering into a royal court expecting an audience.
So we have to go and make an appointment then.
I would say that's probably the best way.
Right. So
Ask for an audience.
I think that's right. We'll ask for the audience as ambassadors from the material plane there.
Good idea.
That's probably
Yep.
not a bad angle to take.
Yeah, let's do this.
So, alright, so you make your way up the avenue of glass and arrive at the front gates to the palace grounds, where there are 2 frost knights, and they sort of stood at ease. But as soon as you arrive at the gates, they take a firmer stance and cross these big halberds, basically, blocking your way. And they're not small either. They're about every part of 12 foot tall, and they just look down menacingly upon you.
You know, we're ambassadors from the material plane there, and we'd quite like an audience with the ruling council, or the rulers of the place.
There is a silence. They are unmoving. But eventually, obviously with the alarm that these things have done some sort of defensive stance, this Winter Eladrin arrives at the gates on the other side, as I mentioned, with what they're wearing. It appears to be a man or a male, very long white hair, no facial hair, but a very, very pointy chin, with a long, very long, elongated nose that hooks. And you are ambassadors from the material plane?
That's correct. And who are you?
My name is The Night is Long. And whom am I speaking with?
My name is Gotler Gear.
My name's Rolio.
Rolio.
And I am Opal.
Opal. And Mark's character would probably say, I am Durandir. He would probably address Duran, actually, because Duran is a half-elf. You are of the kindred spirit? And Duran would probably say, I have elvish blood. Excellent. What brings you all to our gate?
Looking for audience with Queen Aelin of the Last Breath.
With whom?
Don't say I read that wrong down as well.
The
Aelin,
rule
I
of
have
the
written
city, if
Aelin.
at all possible, and perchance you might have, other visitors from the material plane yourselves. I don't know.
Ah, other visitors from the material planes. Are you referring to 2 dragons? They are not of the material plane, but they are visitors.
Yes.
Well, they have until recently been on the material plane. And we are colleagues of theirs, you see.
Ah, well, if you are colleagues of theirs, and you have come looking for them, perhaps it is best that you come inside. He
That's very
says,
kind of you.
Rowley, you'd understand. He sort of ushers or says something in Elvish, horsey, as the, which is basically stand down to the Ice Knights, who pull their halberds back and stand back at ease, and the gates open. You can enter the palace, escorted by this man, and he takes you through the palace. You can see the ice which is encapsulating it is thick, but it's pale and see-through, and you can see a grand palace of fantastic architecture underneath it, but it is completely frozen over. As you take it in through corridors and rooms, and you end up in quite a large open throne room. You see various Summer Eladrin and such all frozen in place. They all seem to be wearing, lovely regal clothing. And you see Rondith and Fernax frozen like them, encased ahead of the throne. And sat on the throne is this female, and she is wearing this grey white dress which is covered in ice crystals. She's bald headed, long ears, tattoos, piercings, and she's just sat there bare skinned on a throne made of ice. And the person who's brought you in, she just waves a hand and dismisses them. She looks over you all and just says, "And who are you? What are you doing in my court?"
I came looking for our friends, but they seem a bit stuck.
She looks around the room at all of the frozen beings. Which particular are your friends?
Nod over to the dragons.
She follows you. Her face, her head doesn't seem to move. Her eyes are just following you as you walk towards the dragons. Ah, yes, them. And
Well, we're just looking to take them back to the material plane because they're needed.
to the material plane. They are my prisoners now.
Did they do wrong to be imprisoned?
They did wrong.
Right.
They presumed to name me culprit.
Culprit to what?
They claimed my hold over the Feywild was breaking the bounds and causing winter to be worse on your plane.
Just up over the table. Has winter been worse than I'm used to?
Yeah, well, Orifan was really suffering. Obviously, you dealt with a hag,
Still, yeah.
but you don't
She was
know.
still sad,
You're only seeing it from one perspective.
Yeah.
And that's yours.
Winter has had a strong hold on our forests.
And
I didn't
you?
realise there was a cause.
And do you come here with accusations against me?
Not accusations at all. No, no. Just with you just mentioning it there, it's just an observance that the winter has been quite bad.
You say you've come for your friends.
Tried to
Yeah.
take them away from your august presence.
Well, they are nice trophies. Good to have a
But
pair
they'll
of...
collect dust like no one's business, and it makes your courtroom look dreadfully untidy.
She looks around at all the other frozen subjects. She says, I don't think it does make things look untidy. However, if you wish to take them, I will give you a chance. They presumed to name me culprit, so let their allies name them humble. I will tell you of their accusations, and you will give me an argument for why they should be allowed to be freed on each of these accusations. Do you agree?
Give it a go.
Well, I can tell you now, if you fail, they will not be leaving.
That seems entirely reasonable, Your Majesty, I think, it's very good of you to give them a chance.
In winter, everything is suspended. It's not dead, it does not rot, it does not decay. It is a memory of what it once was. I will allow that memory to resurface if you can convince me. So, their first accusation, they came here and they assumed dominion over my season. What do you say to that?
Well, obviously, go on, Rolio. No, go on.
Well, you are obviously the Dominion of Winter. There's no doubt about that, and they are just dragons. But isn't there a counter to you, like a summer
You
person?
recognize what is not yours to command. This is noted. Perhaps your eyes are clearer than theirs. Continue.
The
I'm
seasons turn like the moon. It goes in cycles, and the cycle is your point at the moment. So,
It is.
we can't. As the moon waxes and wanes, so does winter and summer. One can't exist next to the other. They've got to sort of move around the other side, like the sun and the moon itself,
And one day I will return to slumber.
For a while. And then you'll be back.
Your point is far more respectful than theirs. And so, we move on. They came in here without invite. They entered my court unbidden. Unlike you, you were brought in. What do you say to this?
It's kind of just rude, to be fair. Any sort of royalty we've dealt with in the past, you need to, regardless of your status, you still need to be invited into any home.
You tread carefully where they stumbled. This pleases me. Logic is a fragile shield, yet stronger than arrogance, and I hear you on this. And finally, they disrespected me. This is why I imprisoned them. They accused me without any proof.
It would indeed be very difficult to prove what's happening on the material plane here in the Fae. On our words of honour, the winter is indeed harsh back home, but the food isn't necessarily at your door. If there was anything you could do to mitigate it, we'd be eternally grateful. But we understand that not everything is possible, even to the most mighty of rulers.
She stands and sort of takes a deep breath and closes her eyes. Truth spoken with respect may thaw the hardest frost. As she says this, so be it. Let what was frozen breathe again. And you see, well, you hear ice cracking. And then you see Rondith and Ferronax. Their tombs of ice seem to be breaking and shattering until they explode. And both Ferronax and Rondith, mid-argument, anger in their faces, sort of stumble and stagger, both in their humanoid forms. And they look about confused as they see, the four of you. They don't actually know who Durandir is, but they see the four of you. And they see Ailing. Ferronax goes, What is happening here? Somebody better
I think you've
explain
spoken
quickly.
too much for the Parallax. Well, we got you out of another predicament.
Need to
Again.
remove you from this environment before you say too much and anger the Queen again. Now,
What? What? And you see, he looks up at this. It's an archfey basically, and she sort of looks over, and a smirk kind of comes across her face as she says, "Dear dragon, this is still very much my domain, and no, I have nothing to do with what is happening on the material plane. Perhaps if you return there, you may find answers, but allow our natural cycles to conclude as they do." He's sort of looking for the right words to say, but he just can't find them. And Rondith just looks confused AF.
I wave.
if you two will take our advice on this, it would be to retire gracefully and come with us if you want to live.
Very well. Take us away from here. As you turn to leave, the Ailing will sort of say to you four, thank you for your respect. You will always be welcome in my court.
Thank you, gracious Queen of Winter. May you enjoy the remainder of your cycle.
She just
Bow.
bows.
As always.
She bows and returns to her throne.
I bow too.
And she allows you to leave. With these two scorned dragons.
This is going to be a comfortable conversation.
Yes.
You tell me, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Where are you taking them?
Well, they'll probably know the
That's
city
a
better
good-
than we do.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Out of the court is probably the best idea for now. Just a little bit away.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I
escort
asked the
them.
dragons somewhere to go quiet.
I think Rondif would probably pipe up on this point and. Well, I think it's probably about time we left this place, don't you? And I don't like it much myself. It's mightily
Bit cold, isn't it? Need to get you back to the seaside, I think, Wanda.
Feranax isn't. You can tell he's not bothered. He's a red dragon. He's not bothered at all by the cold. He's got his own internal, furnace going.
Okay. As we're walking, we'll start explaining about Bond's dragon stuff, and there had been no royalty left and no leaders.
Rodeo, this sounds like a conversation for a campfire.
Indeed.
Let us be rid of this place. Get it behind us. I will tell you why we came here as well. What befell us.
Do we know, did the goblins then camp nearby?
Yeah, there's you can make your way outside the city. You'll pick up oh god, sorry, my ankle was cracking then. You'll pick up oh god, Dembraz. Oh hello, oh crikey Moses, two these are big boys, aren't they? And
They get bigger.
that's what she said. As, he leads you all to the goblin camp, and he obviously takes you to your tent. I will take my leave. This looks like an important conversation to be had.
Thank you, Dumper.
And as he leaves, I think Theranax probably say, I am proud of you all making friends in what must be an alien place to you.
Seems we're pretty good at making friends. We can teach you a couple of things.
That was a misunderstanding.
How long were you stuck in there?
To us, and he looks at Rondith. Mere moments. How long we were in there is beyond me.
But what happened when you got back to Orphan?
We discovered it undoubtedly as you did. Sickly, cold, embraced in the depths of winter. But as was reported, it was an unusual winter. The forest was sick. So we felt it best that we do something about it. We heard rumours of a hag in Parford Helen, but a hag's influence could not surely have done this. I had an inkling that, knowing it was winter, the Winter Court might have had something to do with it. Their magics may have grown to such an extent that they were influencing other planes. So we came here. Albeit I admit we probably came in a little bit too hot and upset, ailing.
Yeah, she did seem quite upset. But we've dealt with the hag.
And what was the result of it?
The forest seemed to come slowly back to life.
I suspect
We haven't checked Orphan, but we have checked Parfellen.
I suspect there is an element of the Winter Court's effect. It is particularly harsh here this winter, and I suspect there is a bit of an overspill. But I don't think it. Maybe it is the hag that's causing, or caused, if you're saying you've killed her and the forest has come back to life a bit. Maybe.
Do you think
Maybe
the
we
hag's
should
power
have
could have
dealt-
amplified it?
I don't know. Maybe two things were bouncing off of the other. I don't know. Maybe we should have dealt with the hag ourselves first. But I did not believe this was the initial problem.
The only way you can check is to get back.
Aye, we could do that.
Need to go back home as well. They need a leader.
Say that again. Sorry, James, I missed that bit.
I was just saying to Farvanax that he needs to get back because they need a leader.
Who needs a leader?
Port Horizon, NAC General area.
Port Horizon?
Not Port Horizon. Where Port Horizon was. 1 second. Get my notes. Fuck. No, that's Stride.
Port Horizon has the council.
Yeah, the bigger city there. I forgot the name.
Alessandria?
Alessandria, yeah. All the royalty is dead.
What? Or did he know that? I can't remember if he knew that. Did he know that? No, he went on the road with you, didn't he? Then he flew off to.
Yeah, and then they left.
Yeah. They are dead.
Yeah, your friend, the Bronze Dragon, which I'd never written down then, and I promised myself I was
Goldhorn.
going to. Goldhorn. He was influencing the See, I'm useless with names, man.
He had the king imprisoned, and he was running the place from behind the scenes. You know.
I never had him down as an influencer.
Well, you know, just TikTok.
Oh.
Couple of
Kids
thousand
these
views.
days.
You know,
Yeah,
short
Bronze-
attention spans and everything. It was terrible.
The Bronze Guard is all gone.
So,
They were under the influence as well. But your mate's trying to get back, and we stopped that from happening.
Goldhorn found a way to breach his prison.
Yes.
This is not good news. What did you do? How did you stop him?
We hit him lots of times.
We disrupted the ritual that was summoning him from his place of thing.
And who was
Imprisonment. It was
responsible?
the fight in the Grand Vizier or something like that, wasn't he?
Yes, no.
Don't know, because all my notes are in Discord, which I can't get to while on the call.
I'd be
'Cause
honest,
I'm on my
I
phone
can't help
and
you
not
either because
computer.
I cannot remember his flipping name now.
No, Subu was the trader.
He was the Grand President or something, you know, he was like Prime Minister.
Yes, the yes, we'll go with that.
The
We'll go
Grand
with that
Midwife.
for
Jafar, he's there, man.
I'm going full on Futurama now.
Asante
now. This is
Anyway, it's him.
unbelievable news. But the
Yeah,
people are safe.
Yeah, the Merchant Council, they're kind of looking after it for now, but they need a proper leader.
The merchants in charge. There'll be
It's the only people they could left alive that had a plan.
there'll be
We did
profiting.
offer it
Super.
to us, but we turned it down so we could come and find you.
They'll be profiting worse than Goldhorn would have done.
Well, we thought that was better than staying there and having Goldon come back while you're away.
Then it seems we must return with all haste. How did you get here?
Or at least.
Pixis.
Pixis. Well, surely Pixis can get us back again.
Not quite. How did you get here?
Through the magics of the Dragon Shrine.
Pixis is kind of not powerful enough to do it at the moment,
Oh dear.
and I don't think he's going to be able to do 2 extra people as well.
Faranax looks at Rondith. And she looks at him. Down the valleys, down the valleys. But it's so degrading when we do that. I know. But we need to get back to a shrine. Oh, very well. If we must. You can climb upon our backs and we will fly you to the nearest shrine and we will all go through the shrine. It's just a bit of a way away. We thought if Pixis could do it, then...
Rixus is barely able to talk to me, let alone teleport us back.
He doesn't look happy. He looks quite grumpy about the whole thing.
Would it cheer you up if we found a horse called Artax and put him in a swamp?
Might just
No,
do.
the childhood trauma.
Fine, let us find a horse.
Right. I shall name him Artax and put him in a swamp.
He's not racist, but he's just so. The dragons have an air of arrogance. Why they stormed into the the Unseelie court in the first place? Hobgoblin, what is your name? Whatever your name was, come here now. And this General Denbrass comes in. And goes, are you referring to me? Yes, you. Have you any horses? No. We got wargs though. That'll do. Bring me one. And they bring in this big wolf dog thing. There's obviously suitable riding on. Gottle, is this suitable for whatever weird purpose you had in mind?
Yes, we'll call him Render instead of Artax and we'll put him in a swamp.
Then let us find a swamp.
I have no idea what's going on.
It might be difficult because it is all frozen at the moment.
No, let's skip that bit then and just get on with flying home.
Very well.
This story's
You-
never ending.
Hobgoblin, take this dog back. Rondif just goes...
Had a narrow escape there, Fido.
Rondif goes, I could have eaten him, you know. They take you outside, find a large enough space and transform. Let you hop upon their backs, of which they don't seem very pleased about. And they fly you. Takes a couple of days, not nearly as long as it would have taken if you travelled on foot, to a shrine that they know of. Part of their network, basically. And eventually you all teleport back to the material plane. And being back on the material plane, you will arrive back into Parfidelen at the Dragon Shrine. Rolio, you instantly hear from... let me just get an appropriate... You instantly hear from Pixis. Well, it appears that being in a foreign plane wasn't doing much good, but my powers are now restored.
Good. Eldritch Blast. I'm joking.
Something about the material plane, my home plane, has restored me.
I'm very grateful for your help.
Right then,
Yeah.
what next?
We need to
Says
check the
Fahrenheit.
forest, surely.
Check the forest.
Offanoi.
We are not in Orlathan.
I know, but we still need to go check on Offanoi.
He looks about the place. He sees it is fairly well restored as well. And this is... Perhaps we could have saved a whole lot of bother if we just dealt with the hag.
Life lesson there, hey?
Rondith, make a note. Next time, don't be so bullheaded. Yes, Ferrax, very well, very well.
If in doubt, kill the hag. Very straightforward.
It would have saved a lot of bother, I think.
Oh yeah. I really would have. I think we need to head and talk to see if we can get any communication out of Offanoi.
Yeah, you several days trek back through to Orifan, out of these woods, through the valley. back to the borders of Orifan and you make your way in. Are you using Pixis to communicate?
Yeah, I was going to say I'll just ask Pixis to see if he can get anything off of her.
Doesn't take too long, and he comes back to you, or they come back to you, and says, "All is well with Offenloy. The forest is coming back to life. It is spring here now."
Happy days.
I will warn you, however, some time has passed since we left. You've lost about a month.
A month?
dear.
Time dilations,
Okay.
I'm afraid. Time does not compute quite the same way.
See what's changed then. If anything.
You'll notice that spring flowers are out there are within the forest, bluebells, daffodils. The trees are all budding again. When you left, it was very much the depths of winter.
Whole month.
Could have been a lot worse. You could have lost years.
Well, we need to get you guys back. Well, you guys need to go back to where you belong.
Rondif will say, yes, I think I probably could start heading back now. And Phalanx has been good, but, well, you know, I've got my own place to be. Yes, very well. She heads back out to the valley where it's clear and transforms and...
Hang on, before you go. Is there any way of communicating with you a bit faster than trekking around different places if we need to get hold of you again? Or if you need to get hold of us, in fact, you know.
Phalanx
Have
will
any
say,
sending stones or anything like that?
there is the sending spell. We could teach it to one of you who is adept in magics.
It's either one of us,
I
isn't it?
think it's the sending spell that has 25 letters. Oh, there's a range on it, isn't there?
Is it?
I think there's a range.
Possibly that's why I was asking after sending stones.
No. It's a creature you're familiar with. There's one of those sort of messaging spells where it's a ranged one that you can only do it within, I want to say like 500 feet or something like that.
Yeah, it's the one Thingy uses in Vox Machina.
I don't know. Don't really pay attention to that, but yeah, you can use it. We will. I will teach you the sending spell.
Can you teach two of us?
Whoever is capable of learning it, I will teach to.
It's a good question. Have to see what kind of school of magic it might be and whether I've got it.
With that resolved,
Checking now.
Rondif will turn and head back out of the forest and transform and take flight.
Excellent. That's great.
I must ask, is my presence required? Well, I suppose you need me to teach you this spell.
I mean, there is that.
Sounds like I must be heading back to Illistandria soon.
I can't learn it anyway. It's fine.
I'm just looking. That's what I'm trying to do, is to see whether I can actually learn it.
A bard. I can't see why a bard couldn't do it. Sending spell. Let's see.
Just
Yeah, it's a
looking
third
now.
level spell. Standard selection.
Bards, clerics,
Sorry?
and wizards.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, I can.
Third level evocation. Can you do third level spells?
I can do third level spells. You know, I can do fourth level spells. I'm that good.
Thuranax will insist then that you all take a long rest here on the borders of
Nice.
Orifan, and we'll use the downtime to teach you the sending spell. I know you're using D&D Beyond, so I don't know if it would allow you to do this. If it was pencil and paper, I'd say add it to your sheet.
I'm just adding it to my notes.
Yeah, pop it in your notes as an extra spell that you now know. You know sending. So that's 25 words maximum to a creature that you know.
Third level. Sending. There we
Yeah,
go.
you can have sending.
Thank you.
At the end of the long rest, Thuranax will say, I feel like my presence is probably required back in Lystandria. Much like Rondif, I am going to vacate the forest and make my way there. Until we meet again,
Sure we will.
farewell.
Take care of our next.
He exits the forest,
Farewell.
transforms, and takes flight. It's over to you. Or, if you wish, as we are obviously lacking Mark, we can leave it there for tonight. We can pick it up again with Mark next time. It's entirely up to you.
I think that's
Yeah,
a
we could do
reason to
I think it's a good spot to finish.
rest up. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, because I'm so tired.
That's alright.
I did not manage to follow much, I'm afraid.
Well, the good news is you've rescued the dragons, which was your goal. You've discovered that they obviously made a mistake. And in reward, you have been given a free spell. So, all's good.
Bargain. I thought it was worth asking for something like that because you don't want to be tracking across a continent every 10 seconds to get a message across.
Exactly. So, well done. We will leave it at that. We will pick it up in 2 weeks' time. Thanks very much for playing. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.